Welcome to a lesson on finding original quantity. This lesson is being presented by Peter Smith. The goal of this lesson is to determine the original quantity after a percentage increase or decrease. You've probably bought an item on sale and wondered what the original price was. Or you may have gone shopping and saw that something was a certain percent off, and tried to figure out what price you would have to pay before the discount was taken off the item. Calculating the original price involves basic algebra skills. It is helpful to know this process for your daily life. To calculate the original quantity of an item, you can follow these steps. 1. Assess what information you know. In order to calculate the original quantity of an item, you need to know what the new quantity is, and what the percentage increase or decrease is. 2. Convert the rate to a decimal. Remember that percents are out of 100. So to convert from percent to decimal, you divide by 100. 3. Set up an equation for finding the original quantity. 4. Solve the equation to find the original value. Here is our first example. You can pause the video and try to work the problem on your own before looking at my solution. Raymond bought a book that was 75% of the original price. If Raymond paid $4.40, how much did the book originally cost? Give your answer to the nearest cents. We have to read this problem carefully, because we cannot go ahead and find 75% of $4.40. This would be incorrect. The $4.40 represents 75% of the original price. Therefore, we can set up an equation to find the original price. The original price is something we do not know. Let the original price be represented by x. Seventy-five percent of x, the original price, equals $4.40. 75% is 75 divided by 100, and as a decimal, it is 0.75. (0.75x equals 4.40). Remember, this is an equation. So to get x, we must divide 4.40 by 0.75. X equals approximately 5.86666667. Round to the nearest cents. We get the original price to be $5.87. Let's look at another problem. You can pause the video and try to work the problem on your own before looking at my solution. The number of female students registered at the college is 1,197. This represents 63% of the total student population registered. Calculate the total student population. We also have to read this problem carefully, because we cannot go ahead and find 63% of 1,197 and get our answer. The 1,197 represents 63% of the total population registered. Therefore, we can set up an equation to find the total population. The total population is something we do not know. Let the total population be represented by X. Sixty-three percent of the total population equals 1,197. 63% is 63 divided by 100. As a decimal it is 0.63. X equals 1,197. Remember, this is an equation. So to get x, we must divide 1,197 by 0.63. X equals 1900. Thus, the total population is 1900. You are watching a lesson on finding the original quantity. This lesson is being presented by Peter Smith. Let's move to another problem. You can pause the video and try to work the problem on your own before looking at my solution. When a refrigerator is sold for $2,752, the profit is 25%. Calculate the cost of the refrigerator. We must read this problem very carefully, because we must not go ahead and find 25% of 2,752 to get our answer. Note that the profit was not given to us in an exact amount. It was given as a percentage. Therefore, the profit is 25% of the cost price. It is the cost price. plus 25% of the cost price gives us the selling price of $2,752. We can set up an equation and solve it to find the cost price. Let the cost price be represented by x. X plus 0.25, x equals 2,752. Adding the x terms. 1.25 x equals 2,752. Remember, this is an equation. So to get x, we must divide 2,752 by 1.25. X equals 2,201.6. Thus, the cost price of the refrigerator was $2,201.60. This is our final example. Holly bought a sweater for $28. This was after the clerk took 20% off. What was the original price of the sweater? Note that the discount was not given to us in an exact amount. It was given as a percentage. Therefore, the discount is 20% of the original price. It is the original price minus 20% of the original price gives us the selling price of $28. We can set up an equation and solve it to find the original price. Let the original price be represented by x. X minus 0.2 x equals 28. Subtracting the x terms. 0.8x equals 28. Remember, this is an equation. So to get x, we must divide 28 by 0.80. X equals 35. Thus, the original price of the sweater was $35. You have just watched a lesson on finding the original quantity. This is a lesson which was presented by Peter Smith. Please join me in another lesson where we learn more important math topics. Let us think of education as one of the tools for developing our greatest abilities, because in each of us there is a private hope and dream. Here are 2 practice problems. You may put the video on pause and try to work these problems on your own before looking at my answers. 1. Robert paid $180 for a pair of shoes that was 4% less than the original price. What was the original price? 2. The estimated number of tourist arrivals for this year is 5.565 million. This is an increase of 5% from last year. Calculate the number of tourist arrivals last year.